You're not overthinking right now. You're doing it again, aren't you? Replaying that conversation from 3 days ago, rewriting what you should have said, running 17 different versions of tomorrow in your head before you even brush your teeth. And the worst part? You already know you're doing it. You just can't stop. Welcome. You're about to finally understand why.
Here's what nobody tells you about overthinkers. They weren't born anxious. They were trained. Somewhere early on, something happened. Maybe the environment was unpredictable. Maybe love felt conditional. Maybe getting things wrong had real consequences. And your brain, being the survival machine it is, made a decision. If I think about every possible outcome, I can stay safe. Overthinking wasn't a flaw. It was a solution.
Psychologists call this hypervigilant thinking. It's a cognitive pattern that develops when the nervous system learns that unpredictability is dangerous. Your brain essentially built an early warning system, and for a while, it worked. But here's the problem. The threat is gone. The environment changed. You grew up, but the program never got the update. So now you're using a survival tool in situations that don't require surviving. You're running threat detection software at a dinner party. You're stress testing a text message like it's a contract.
You're preparing for 20 conversations that will never happen. And this is where it gets fascinating. Research shows that overthinkers don't actually process more information than other people. They process the same information more times. It's not depth, it's repetition mistaken for depth. Your brain keeps looping because it's searching for certainty in situations that are fundamentally uncertain. And certainty never comes, so the loop continues. Here's something that might sting a little. Overthinking feels productive. It feels like problem solving. It feels responsible, thorough, careful. But studies in cognitive behavioral psychology show that chronic overthinking is actually negatively correlated with good decision-making. The more loops your brain runs, the more distorted the thinking becomes. You're not getting closer to the answer. You're drifting further from it. But wait, there's another side to this. Overthinkers also tend to be extraordinarily empathetic, because a brain wired to anticipate every possible outcome is also wired to anticipate how other people feel. They notice things others miss. They catch details. They read rooms. They remember everything. Not because they're nosy, because their brain never turned off the scanner. Research from the University of Michigan found that people who score high in self-reflective thinking also score significantly higher in emotional intelligence. The same brain that tortures you at 2 a.m. is the brain that makes you unusually good at understanding people. So you're not broken. You're running powerful hardware with outdated software. And here's what makes it even more complicated. Overthinkers are often the most hesitant to ask for help, because asking for help requires trusting that someone else's response won't make things worse, and their brain has already run the simulation. It didn't go well. So they carry it alone, turning it over, smoothing every edge, looking for the version of events where nothing goes wrong and nobody gets hurt and everything makes sense. That version doesn't exist, and some part of them already knows that too. If this is you, the goal isn't to stop thinking. It's to interrupt the loop before it becomes the whole evening. One thought, one next step, not 17 outcomes, just one. Because the same mind that keeps you up at night is also the mind that notices beauty other people walk past, that feels things with a depth most people never access, that loves carefully and completely. You were never the problem. The program just needs a reset. Hit subscribe if your brain never really switches off. And if you want to understand why overthinkers and deep feelers are often the same person, the next video will make everything click.